Hi everyone, welcome back to Miss Allison's Kitchen. Today we are going to do some bread art or focaccia art. We are going to make a garden on our focaccia bread. So instead of making my own pizza dough, I bought the pizza dough from the store. It's in the refrigerator area next to all those cinnamon buns and all those. So I bought a pizza dough that was rolled up. I took it out. I spread it on my pan. At least I started to spread it on my pan. And got that ready. Now you're going to put it on a greased pan, kind of like if you were making a pizza. All right, so we're going to do that. So I spread it out. And to make focaccia, I washed my hands of course, but to make focaccia you have to do little indentations in the pan. So I'm going to just use my finger and kind of make little indentations on the dough, not in the pan, and actually the dough. So that can be where all your herbs and spices kind of settle, your garlic and olive oil, and you're going to top it with a little bit of Parmesan, and I'm just going to kind of go through there. I am not an Italian cook, and I kind of didn't want to go through the process of making the dough. Plus, I don't have any yeast. I don't know if anyone else has had this problem, but there's no yeast to be found anywhere. So I'm just kind of cheating on this. So that's that. So that's ready for our garden art made with vegetables. So what I did was I got some thyme, some rosemary, I have some scallions, I have some green onions, I have some black olives, I have red peppers, yellow peppers, green peppers. I have some shredded carrots that I got from the grocery store. And what else do I have? Oh, I have some small cherry tomatoes that are going to be the center for our flowers. That is that. So when I'm done creating my artwork, I'm going to cover it with some olive oil to keep the colors more vibrant so they don't over brown in the oven. And I am going to cook it in the oven for about, I think it's like 12 to 15 minutes, but we'll kind of check it throughout to make sure that it's cooking properly. But so here's what I'm going to do. So I have the green onions, or actually scallions. I actually have these in my garden. And I'm going to kind of just put those on for stems. Let me move this over to the side for a second. So I'll do it backwards so you can see. So I'm gonna make some stems for our flowers, our garden. Just like that. I'm gonna kind of spread that dough out so it kind of doesn't go over. You don't have to make it so perfect. And here's some rosemary that I got from Miss Gretchen's garden. She gave me some after she did her gardening with Gretchen episode for the library. So far it's kind of coming together already. So that's the easy part, is the greenery. I have a little thyme here too. And let's put that in there, kind of in between. I have some basil leaves too, so that might look nice on the top of our stems. You see it starting to come together a little bit? Let's see. Put another thing of rosemary on there. Now you have to remember that you probably won't like all of these herbs, but you know, whatever you like. So that's a good start. Let's add a few more leaves. That's a big basil leaf, and kind of do that. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. All right, so that's that. That's the greenery. And I am going to try to make some flowers. I'm just going to cut off the tops a little bit with my kitchen shears. And I am going to use a black olive for the center of one. Okay, there's one center. I'm going to make one down here too. And how about a you see that? That is a cherry tomato. And I already have some circles made up from the pepper. Big petals, small center. That's okay. No one's judging me. At least I don't think they are. Okay, so there's your first flower. So simple. I'm going to kind of push this one over a little bit. And let's do some red. Actually, let's do another yellow. Spread it out a little bit. I think yellow makes the prettiest flowers. Okay, now let's take a little bit of the yellow and use that as the center. I'm going to maybe skip one over here, kind of lay it out so it's spread out evenly. And I have some of the peppers, and they're cut up nicely here. And I think after this one, I will do so let's take a look. So far, it's interesting, huh? All right, so that's that. I think I'm gonna do some carrots. I'm gonna take the carrot pieces. I'm gonna turn the light on for you so you can see better. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna take some carrot pieces and I'm gonna use those for the little ones over here. I have some short ones. So if you want to make your own dough, you happen to have some yeast on hand, you can do that. I just didn't have any yeast left. I've been cooking so much that I just haven't had any left. So this would be kind of a fun thing to do with kids too. I'd love to do it with my tween group. I'll really get into this, I think. There is the little one with carrots. I think maybe I'll try to do another one with a red center. How about a red center with an olive? That looks cool. That's a special kind of flower. And I will, now you're gonna have a ton of vegetables left over because you want to, you kind of overbuy because you want to make it special. So I'm gonna kind of shorten that one so it looks, okay. So what do we have so far? Look at that. We've got a little garden. I feel like it needs something else. What do I have left I can add? Maybe we should just add some orange down at the bottom. Or maybe, yeah, just a little bit of color at the bottom. Of course, you're not going to have orange grass, but it just adds a little bit of color and interest to it. And let me do one more flower. And I will have a black center with this one. And I am going to just chop my yellow pepper and make little petals. They don't have to be perfect. I know if I was working in a deli or something, they would want me to do perfect, but it's just me in my kitchen doing my own thing. Maybe one more piece. All flowers are different, I guess. And how about, I feel like there's something, maybe a sunshine. What do you think? Sunshine in the corner? I'm sorry if this is taking really long, but I hope after all this work it comes out. That's all I can tell you. So what I did was, and I probably should turn it on. Hold on. I'm heating up a little bit of olive oil with garlic, and I'm going to put that over the top of this. And let's see if you can see. Yeah, it's coming together. I feel like we need some. I kind of like the contrast of the black olives. Let's see how that looks. It's different. Maybe just one. I feel like you could probably do some. I was looking for radishes. You can probably do radishes also, but that would be a really pretty pinkish reddish flower in there. But unfortunately, there were no radishes at the store today. And I will add a few more petals. You really don't want to make these cuttings super thick because it's going to cook in a different sort of way. Flowers are really easy to make. It's probably the simplest creation. Houses and flowers. Yep. I'm going to change that one to maybe there. Okay. So how does that look? It's coming together. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to heat it a little bit more, and I'm going to take some Parmesan, a little bit of Parmesan, just because Parmesan is really good on focaccia. So I'm going to kind of sprinkle it on. I don't think it'll ruin the look of this. I should have gotten an orange pepper, so that would have been really cool. But remember, whatever you have on hand, and if you just have some dried greens, that'll work too for the bottom there. All right, here we go. So this is going to add a little bit of garlic flavor to this. I'm going to take my pastry brush and I'm going to go over it with the olive oil. Now, when I was looking for ideas for this, I went on Pinterest and there was loads and loads of ideas for creating bread art. There was ones with even sunsets and blue backgrounds, and I didn't get into that. So I'm just going to pour over the rest, kind of. I don't know about blue food. I don't mind blueberries, but I'm actually going to try a blue jello recipe with the kids this summer. So that'll be something. So there we go. I got some olive oil on. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. It ends up being about 1.5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I mean, depends on how much you like it. I suppose you could also use butter, and that would work. But with focaccia, all those little indentations I made have disappeared. So I don't know. It might not come out. We'll see. I'm sure it'll taste good. Okay, so there is my garden. There is my garden. Do you see? Now I'm going to put it in the oven. I'm going to cook it for about 12 to 15 minutes, and I'm going to keep an eye on it because I don't want the vegetables to totally burn on top. So I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. It's at 400, so it might if I don't keep an eye on it. So when you try it at home, make sure to, like I said, look and check it. So I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'm going to come back and I'll show you how it looks. And I hope it comes out really yummy. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. I've been checking it all along. It's lightly browned. I'm going to pull it out of the oven. Look how nice that looks. Doesn't it look yummy? It looks too pretty to eat, actually. If you were going to a friend's house and you were trying to impress, this might be a great thing to bring. And I want to thank my friend Karen for showing me this idea for food art. She gave me the inspiration. She did one in her kitchen recently, and I was amazed by how pretty it came out. And I had really never heard of the bread art, and so I was pretty excited to try it. One thing I did want to mention is that I did forget to sprinkle some salt over the top beforehand, so I went ahead and I went in the oven and added a little bit of salt. If you're trying to lower your salt, then just don't add it, because you have the Parmesan. That definitely adds a little bit of saltiness to the recipe. So I hope you try this at home with your kids or by yourself when you're going to a party, if you ever go to a party again. And you can use the refrigerator dough, and it actually tastes great. I just tried a little piece of it. I shouldn't ruin it, and the dough is great. So and you could also probably add some mozzarella cheese on top of this too, if you want to make it more like a pizza. But I think this is pretty nice on its own. And I hope you try this at home. And you know what might be a nice thing to add too is you could do little insects around the garden. You can add some more detail than I did if you have all the time in the world, but I just wanted to quickly do this for you guys. So thanks so much for coming to Miss Allison's Kitchen, and I hope you enjoyed this food art today. I think it was pretty awesome. I'm pretty impressed. Now I don't really want to cut into this, but this would really be good, something good to try to eat with some sauce, spaghetti sauce, or on its own with soup, salad, that kind of thing. So I hope you try it, and I hope you come back soon to visit. And if you do happen to try it, please post it along with my recipe on our Facebook page so we can have a look to see what kind of thing you created. And I hope it comes out just as well as mine did. Have a great day, everyone, and thanks for joining me today.